He is an ancient system programmer at North Carolina State University since the mid-'80s. He's been running email for NC State. Now he's managing the campus's Google G Suite for EDU. A man after my own heart as an old sysadmin. Please welcome to the stage, Tim Lowman.
So, I hate phishing. I absolutely loathe it. What you see that's going on behind me now is all the phishing that's taken place at North Carolina State University since January. So this is January through September. And you'll see that they cover a vast array of all sorts of sites that are out there. Oh, excuse me. Use the mic. There we go. So you'll see the URLs that are going along the bottom, and those are not the sites that should be going to. I'd like to talk a little tonight about specific types of phishing. So this is link-based phishing that's going out. These are methods where people are trying to steal your credentials in order to get into those accounts. But I'd like to more focus on job-based phishing because that's the thing that's really hitting the stage right now, at least what we're seeing in the Google environment. A phish for a job-based phish is a lot like a confidence game, so it's like a grift. And there's 6 stages of it. There's the background, there's the approach, there's the build-up, there's a payout, then there's the huzzah, and then there's the in. So I've brought a couple of props with me today so that I can do this. I'm going to start off with the background. I'm going to pick my favorite person who is the most phished here. This is Bernard Marcus. He is a founder of Home Depot. And I'm going to pretend to be Bernard Marcus and try to phish you guys. This is a phish. Nobody fall for it. Hi, I am Bernard Marcus, and I am one of the philanthropists of the generation. I give out hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I would like to make you rich. So there's our background. You can look me up on Wikipedia. I'm all here. Now I get the approach. I want you to be my personal assistant. I have picked you out of hundreds of thousands of people on the internet, and you will be great. Then we have the build-up. I'm going to say things in order to try to get you, social engineering-wise, to become more receptive to what I'm doing. You are smart. You are honest. You are loyal. You have a printer at your house. Check stock is available at Office Depot. You can get these for a small, small price. So now I've done the build-up. I'm going to do a payout. I send you a check in the mail. And this check is going to be your starting salary of $300 for only 3 hours of work a week. Amazing, isn't it? I don't know anywhere where you could make $150 an hour. But this is what I'm going to do for you. So now I have a payout. I've got to get the huzzah that is going on. And the huzzah is basically a self-imposed limit that I give you that suddenly makes it an emergency. You see, I'm out of the country, and I need to help orphans. Orphans are great philanthropy, and I need you to get gift cards for orphans, and so that you can buy these gift cards with the money that I sent you, that you've deposited in your account, and then you can take that money and you can send the cards to the orphans. Just scratch the backs off and take a picture and SMS me so that I know that you've done it. And people do this all the time. People continue to do this. This is a case that we've hit less than a month ago. The in is basically I'm going to start giving you more checks more and more and more and more checks. And I'm going to get you to send these checks to other people. You're going to continue the scam for me. So when the postal inspector comes and wants to know, why haven't you, we're going to check, why are you sending these checks out? You're like, I'm working for Bernard Marcus. And they find out, no, you're not working for them at all. You're basically helping make these scams possible. Be cautious whenever you are looking at your mail, whenever you're looking for job offers. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Look at where the messages came from. Look at what you're clicking on. Don't be a person who's working for Bernard Marcus, the fake here. Be a person who's looking at the things that you're actually trying to apply for. That's my talk.
Mr. Marcus, I'd like to be your personal assistant.
You may.
And he's making it rain up here. Like,
yes.
The front row is just diving for these things. All right.
That's right.
First question will be over here. The gentleman I didn't get to last round. I know, but you get a Wolfie anyway.
All right, so genuinely impressed of how you handled that. That was a very good way of doing it because I have played around with burner emails and looked at like the spam that comes through, and I'm genuinely impressed at how these companies of large-scale email websites, Yahoo, Gmail, Google, anything like that, they do an incredibly good job of sifting through what is legitimate in your spam folder. Mm-hmm. However, when that gets through, because as you were put up this wonderful display of every phishing thing that comes through, and I genuinely got shocked by the Shibboleth one because for anyone who's at NC State here, they
always be careful.
Yes. What is, besides looking at the URL, because that can be an afterthought, what other way is there, in your eyes, to prevent against that?
So ideally, the first part is I should be blocking those. They shouldn't be getting to you. And I and the group of people with the Google service team that I work with work really hard to try to make this not happen. The second piece is on you, unfortunately. You need to look at these particular messages. Look at the URL before you click on it. I often will just hover over the links just to make sure that it's what I'm going to do. If you're looking at website reliability, if you're using an up-to-date browser like Chrome, it's part of SafeSurf. And a lot of the bad URLs will actually show up warnings before you actually go to them. There are a lot of people that are out there like me who are reporting these sites to these collector companies that then are pushing that information out to your browser, so you get the big red box when you click on there that says, warning, this is a dangerous site.
All right, next question is back here in the back row to your right.
Thank you very much. We have some very ancient faculty here, and they like to click on...
I probably took classes from them.
Yes, they like to click on everything. Today we had one faculty member who had a bunch of pop-ups showing up on his computer and went and removed a ton of extensions from his browser. One of them was even labeled malware by Google.
Yeah.
And so what is your advice for those who have to manage these faculty members who like to click on everything?
It's really hard. You kind of have to make it advantageous for them. It's a learning exercise. And you can teach people to be more secure. My mom is not a computer person at all. And I've shown her how to do two-factor, and she loves it. She thinks that it's so great because she's defeating the cyber enemies. And it's wonderful. You can teach people good practices, and if you teach it in a way that they can understand it, they'll take it with them, and they'll make it theirs for life.
All right, next question right up in front.
Hey there. So you mentioned, well, there's this idea, of course, this stereotype that it's especially older people who get phished, right? So the idea that, grandma, grandpa, they're like, oh, no, I can get another check from the government. Let's do this, right? So from your experience dealing with all this, what kind of stats have you noticed that are surprising with NC State students, for example, in terms of successful penetration versus, say, the older generation?
So you're pressing one of my expensive buttons here, because everybody who's in the Google service team who's here tonight knows this. Graduated students in my domain. it's not regular students. Most of them don't fall for the click links. They're fairly savvy. Most of the staff and most of the faculty do not. I don't have too often a case, unless it's a shibboleth link fish that's going out, that older faculty gets caught. But it's the graduated students, and we really don't talk to the graduated students a lot, so they don't know the things that are going on in our domain. And I think we should do a better job of talking to them. Oh, wait, we're getting ready to create a domain for them. Yes, so we're going to be talking to them a lot more as part of this.
All right, last question here to your left, near the back row.
Hi, I had a quick question. What sort of systems does NC State have in place to help stop some of these scams? I remember last year, I think it was around like winter break, I was leaving campus and I got a call from University Police, and they said they have like a warrant out for my arrest or something, and I have to pay money or they're going to come arrest me, which I knew, like, obviously, no.
Yeah, that was a scam, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
But like since then, has NC State taken any extra precautions to help prevent that from happening again?
We do. We actually work on security a lot. I'm not officially in the security department, but I know a lot of people that are. And there's a lot of things that we do. From the Google aspect in, which I can talk on, we've worked with Google and actually given them ideas, which they've created tools to make it even easier for us to find these phishing links and to do things to them to make them basically not applicable for users in the environment. There's a lot of times where messages that go through, we'll be able to take them out of the stream or locate them faster. There's a new tool which is out that Google is getting ready to release to all of the admins that work with Google that is going to be a great boon in order to help thwart phishing. We use what's called context filters, and those are what we use to keep those. There's phishing from coming into our domain. So like the link-based phishing that I had on the board, those are mostly stopped with our context-based phishing rules. We have other tools that are happening now as well in security where they analyze other data that comes in looking for phishing signs as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tim Lowman.